All right, I think we're back. Had a little bit of ran into some trouble there. Hope you're able to follow on the stream. I was trying to post on it in the chat. If you were on the chat, I was trying to explain. What the technical issues I was running into. But I think we're up now. It looks like things are working. Let's double check. This is live now. So well, there we go. I'll just let's see. So I just need to scroll over here a bit so we can see where I'm working. Seems like there's probably quite a bit to work in right here because this is really dark. So I guess I'll start bringing that up a bit, quite a bit. I'll be able to figure out some ways to make sure that the video doesn't do that. I might need to just move the start time for the stream later because it just seems like there's a checklist I need to go through to make sure that everything is working, and it looks like I just don't have enough time to go through that checklist. I keep skipping it because I'm out of time and I'm stressed. And this is not supposed to be stressful. It's supposed to be chill, relaxing time. So I'll need to change that. Let's see where am I on this? Right there, I guess. Let's see, that is it's pretty dark in there. It seems like it should come back up though a little bit faster than that from out of the darkness coming this way. And this should connect more into this stuff down here before fading out down here. So let me know what you think of the volume level now. I didn't have a chance to try it. All right, we're back. So looks like everything should be working now. And just press on with this. Oh, hey, Catlin, you're back. So let me know how the music sounds for you. I'm trying to get it to not be so loud that you need to turn things down, but I also trying to have some volume there. I can't quite tell what's going on here. Is the audio all right, Catlin? Were you able to turn your volume back up, or can you not hear me because you turned the volume down earlier? No, you can't hear the... No, the audio isn't good? Or no, you can't hear me? Or you can't hear the music, or the music's too loud? Huh. Alright, I still try to turn it down again. So do you basically just not want music going? Is it... Here, I'll try something less active. Hey, Burrito Shake, welcome. Thank you. Making some progress here. Have you been watching the video on demand previously? Thanks for stopping in. Let me know how the audio levels are for you. I was having a little trouble working them out. Nah, haha. I'm just a random viewer. Alright. Well, welcome. Let's see. Working over here. How are you doing tonight, Burrito Shake? I'm doing well, just on a few streams before bed. Oh yeah, this is a good stream for winding down for bed. Kind of chill, kind of a quiet stream, not too much happening. So if you haven't been here before, so what I do is a bit of white charcoal drawing. Oh, I'm off screen. Let me bring this down a bit so you can see it. I do a bit of white charcoal drawing. Yeah, streams like this are very relaxing. Yeah, it's kind of like the Bob Ross effect, right? So I'm working on a series of white charcoal drawings. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I can show you some of the previous stuff I've done if you haven't seen it. You don't see many people drawing on black. Yeah. I've been doing it kind of for a while. I actually carry around a moleskin during the day that is black paper. Well, it's like a moleskin. It's not made by moleskin. But anyway, this was the last one I finished. And I did this horse. Oh, thanks. Yeah, see the nose doesn't quite fit on the camera, on the screen there. And one of the problems I have with this is that it really needs to be pretty dark for things to show up appropriately on screen, but for me to see it, I need a little bit more light, so my light down here interferes a little bit. Oh, thanks. Well, I'm just doing it for my own entertainment right now. It's just trying to stay creative and do some art on the side. I'm a designer during the day. Did this guy. This was actually my piece that I did for the Fauna Focus group. We were doing pine martens that month. I haven't been keeping up on it since then, but then I did this. Before that, I did this bat, and then this tiger was actually a co-stream that I did with Kitslam's channel. Do you know Kitslam? Kitslam's a really amazing artist on Twitch that he's rated me a few times, and I try to rate him when I can. He actually does do some white charcoal on black, but he actually does a lot more color. Yeah, these are taking a lot longer. So when Kitslam found me, when I started watching his stream, yeah, he's really good. He does colored pencil, and his colored pencils, he does some colored pencils that look like just totally photographic, just very high detail. He also does a lot more expressionist type stuff as well, but he's taken the color pencils to a new level. And so I was watching what he was doing because when he found me, I was doing speed drawing with Sharpie pens. Let's see, do I have any of those here? I don't know if I do. Well, this one's from this is a little more recent, but this is one of my Sharpie Sharpie drawings. But I have a bunch of those, and that's what I was working on when I discovered, when Kitsam dropped in. I started checking out his stuff. I watch his stream quite a bit, and so when I saw what he was doing, I wanted to learn from it, you know, and so I started taking more time, slowing down, and trying to, I'm off screen again. I may just need to bring this down and work on it for a bit. This is like hair over here or something. Yeah, looks like it's got some hair. It says you can never beat black and white, in my opinion. Yeah, it's pretty bold. I did a little bit of color pencil, and I feel like I get more bang for my buck with this, you know? It's like more impact for the effort that I put in, and yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do. I try to just learn a little bit from everybody. It's more simple, but packs a punch. Yeah. That's how I see it too. When I was doing a little more color, it was just a lot more effort, and I felt like I didn't get I feel like it wasn't paying off. There are some. The thing is, this does kind of limit the kinds of subjects that you can tackle, right? Like all the images I'm choosing are primarily black and white that are, a lot of sort of light coming out of the darkness type images where the base is primarily black. So there's only a limited number of those images, and when I run out of those, I think I'll continue doing black and white though. I'm thinking of maybe doing a series of portraits, maybe. Thinking of doing maybe portraits of almost like historic figures. Oh, thanks for the follow, Rito Shake. I really appreciate that. Welcome to Subcreation. Your art will without a doubt make it far with a lot of people. You seem like a very nice guy. Get ready to have a lot of good karma in the future. Haha. Oh, thanks. That's very kind. Yeah, I've been kind of thinking about what I want to do with the art eventually, because like right now I'm just kind of trying to build more talent, more skill. So I've been just kind of, also it's nice to just have something to do, kind of relax too. It's like this is not too, it's like I am pushing myself, but I'm doing it in a way that I can kind of just chip away at over a long period of time. I'm going to get ready to turn in for the night. Until then, I look forward to seeing your stream. Oh, thanks. Hey, Tikiwa, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Let's get a shout out for Tikiwa, which I will do. SO. All right. Have a good rest of your day there, Burrito Shake. Thanks for dropping in and for the follow. You're welcome to stop by anytime. So this is a good rest of your day too. Yeah, thanks. So Tikiwa, how's your night going? Thanks for stopping in. Were you streaming tonight? I didn't notice an announcement. I try to keep an eye out for them, but maybe I missed it. I'll drop my picture of you as far into your Discord. I did stream for a bit. Oh, you did your portrait of me then? That's great. I did early to make food for a sick sister. Oh, I hope your sister feels better. Sorry to hear that she's not well. It's good that she has you to take care of her. Great. So you said you will drop it on Discord, or you did drop it on Discord? You will drop it. Okay. Okay. Did you put it in my channel? Because I'd like to show it off. I really sort of went in a direction. Okay. Right here, let's switch to the. Oh, my Windows messed up. I was having some real. So sorry about this. About what? So I've been having some technical difficulties tonight. Some real technical difficulties. It's display capture that's not working, right? Let's try this again. There we go. This is, you can kind of see the Discord over on the left. Really sort of went in a direction. I don't understand what you're apologizing about. Okay, well, maybe we'll come back to that if Discord starts. Into the creation tree, huh? Interesting. Alright, I'm going to come back to that if Discord ever decides to start, but looks like Discord is adding itself to my list of technical woes for today. So we'll see. Let's see if that comes up in a minute. Starting window went away, but oh, it looks like it went to my other display. Boy, Windows has just the worst display management I've ever seen. It's just unbelievable how bad it is at managing this second display. And the way it positions Windows just drives me insane. They think they know better than me where I want my windows. It's always clinging to something or going full screen when I don't want it to. Okay, so let's see. Sorry, I need to stop complaining. Just lots of technical problems tonight, that's all. Okay, here we are. Let's see. Oh, so is it the... Yeah, this one here on the right? To the creation tree. Interesting. Wow, very nice. Nice work. Yeah, that's really good. I like the way that you worked me into the bark there. It looks very much like bark, and it also looks like skin. Still working on it, not done yet? Okay. Yeah, very cool. Nice work. Oh, I should have this on the full screen so people can really appreciate it. There we go. I didn't really know why I turned you into a tree. No, it looks really good. I like it. But some of these things just feel right. Yeah, no, that's cool. It's really cool. Yeah, I really like it. Thanks. All right, I'm gonna. Oh, look, you can see this is. Let's see, where can I? There we go. All right, so back to the attempted drawing. Let's see. Oops. Yeah, that happens more than anything in Windows. Just trying to move the cursor and it'll like move something. Okay, let's see. So you're not finished with it yet? Then you're still working on that. How long did you spend on it so far? Yes, it's still 2D. Okay, so I'm gonna be coming out of the tree a little bit more. Spent maybe 3-ish hours. Oh, wow, nice. That's a pretty good investment effort there. I can't wait to receive that that commission. That should come the day and then mail any day now, I bet. It was a new style, unlike the other ones, so working out some kinks. Yeah, it looks really good. It is different from the other ones. I'm actually really honored that you tried something new and differentiated it from the set. Yeah, so let's see. Let me know how the audio level sounds for you. I tested it earlier and I couldn't hear audio at all in the recording when it's playing. So I brought it up, but it was too loud for some people. So I'm trying to figure out if people can hear it, if they can't, because in my test I could not hear it. I have it back to the level I originally had it, but I couldn't hear any audio at all. So there's some music right now. Let me know if you can hear the audio, if it's too high, too low. Still working out some kinks here myself. One time. Oh wow, this ear starts here. Funny, I hadn't quite thought the ear through. That seems like that's a little too far over. I had another kind of long day today. First, the workshops I mentioned yesterday are continuing today, and it's pretty involved. So let's see, that goes like that. Okay, this must be where it starts here, and then it's gonna. That seems like that is going way further over though. Like this distance from there to there is like the distance. Seems like I'm missing quite a bit. Okay, so that is that part there going down there. Okay, then there's actually quite a gap here. That go to like there, and let that kind of sink around there. And this will go like here. Yeah, that does seem about right. Okay, I was worried this was too wide, but actually when I measure that, the distance from there to there, So the distance from the ear, sorry, I'm doing here is basically measuring from there to there, then from there to there. So distance from there to there should be the same distance. You like divide it into thirds basically. And no, it is. I'll need to bring this out, I think, a bit. Let's see how much more. Oh, and then it just stops. Okay, so this actually needs to go up more. Okay, so then this is actually gonna be more like about there. Okay, so I don't want that to be that bright. I'm just kind of trying to plan that out a little bit more. Okay, that actually needs to stop more like about here. Kind of fades down right there. Okay, that texture will be tricky. Tequila. Is that a new, is that your emote? A new emote that you have there? The, what is that? I haven't seen this one. No, that's just some pasta. Oh, okay. Pasta eye. Always appreciate the hype. Any kind of hype. Even if it's pasta hype. Especially pasta hype. Pretty quiet tonight. See, I suppose I should be talking through this. I don't know, all the technical difficulty kind of took my wind. But, yeah, I was talking before about what... Let's see, yeah, it was quiet for me today too. I dropped down to no one in my stream today. Ah, that's rough. Hasn't happened in months. Wow, yeah, that's... You usually have at least one person. Yeah, I was actually running with 0 people for a bit earlier too. I wonder what the deal is. If maybe it's because I haven't been on Twitch in the summer, and the weather's getting warm here. It's possible that people start going outside, and so maybe the numbers during the winter and the summer and the spring probably gets to be fewer, which is probably good. People should be going outside. You'd think there'd be people like on the other hemisphere. Well, their time zones wouldn't line up, right? Because the only other continent in the other hemisphere is, well, there's South America, but I think their time zone would be so they're all asleep by now. And then there's Australia is probably the biggest population on the other hemisphere, and they're all asleep right now. And actually, I also think that Twitch doesn't actually work overseas, because I have family overseas and they weren't able to view it. So that's probably one of the biggest things that's hindering it, because most activities I've done online, you by far have a bigger following in other countries than just in the States. And if they're just doing broadcasting in the States, that's probably too small of an audience. If you could figure out how to go further, that would probably make a difference. Like anytime I've done any analytics on my website or anything, it's always a lot of people. There are people all over the world. I think it's still a majority that are in the U.S., but it's you know, a good like 40% of people are elsewhere. I've seen people from China even. I don't know how they even get. Thought they had more limited internet there, but I guess they had access to the site then. Okay, this is gonna have a little bit more of this detail going into it. Well, it's interesting to know that other people are having the same sort of experience. I think Kitslab mentioned the same thing. It's been quieter. It's probably the that's probably the weather. This is actually a lot brighter right here. Getting these values to line up is a little tricky. And a little bit of that there. And this over here has some highlights here. So yeah, see, we were talking before with burrito shake. We were talking about art, and I was saying that I have been thinking a little bit about my plans for what I want to do, what I want to accomplish with my art. So far I've been kind of practicing, you know, trying to learn from other people what they're doing, and trying to just improve, mainly develop some more skill before I figure out what I want to do with it. This is a little more like practice. I feel like what I want to do is probably something more in the I want to do more with the computer side of things. I'd kind of like to create realism. I'd like to combine the work I'm doing with realism and computer generated imagery. I wanted to kind of combine that and create some sort of art, some fine art I'm thinking, with generative art, combining realism and generative art in some unique new way. And one thing I'm thinking about doing with that is, so Medium is like a part of that. I want to use Medium, you know, to be able to sort of create and compose, and maybe for creating for modeling some aspects, like maybe some modeling as a part of the art that I would do. So painting is like a part of it, but I think more than that, what I'd like to do is, like, I'm thinking something with what's it called? Unity, the Unity game engine, because that is a place where I'd be able to code and kind of could do anything I can imagine programming wise there. So I could do generative art through coding Unity, and then because then I could make experiences that could be VR, so fully immersive. You could like put on the headset and experience it fully in the space, but then also it could be a navigable 3D experience on the desktop, and it could also be video, you know, like it capture video of the experiences. And so I think it'd be kind of nice to have something that sort of, like, one of the challenges with computers is it can limit your reach in terms of who's able to see it, you know. And so what I was thinking is making something that is computer based, and then try to, you know, find ways to increase its reach. So maybe that means posting animated GIFs online, or video, pre-animated GIFs and video, so people can experience it in some form, and then also maybe provide it as a downloadable, make it a downloadable animation. I mean, excuse me, a playable exe that people could actually download as like it's a game, and then run it and be able to experience it either on the desktop or in VR. There is some VR you can experience. There are some VR formats for the web, so I could look into that. But I don't know, like I use VR and I've never, found anything online, so I don't think that would make as much sense. I mean, nobody really browses the internet in VR. I think you kind of have to start with the idea that you want to run this thing, Maybe I could make it as like sort of a art experience and then upload it to the Oculus Store. That's probably the best way to distribute it. But I don't even know what it is. I don't want to do like a video game. I'm thinking I want to do something that's small enough that I could do it on my own. And a video game would be too involved. Especially if I want to do hyperrealism, which is what I'm kind of picturing. Well, also I want to incorporate, obviously I've been talking about it quite a bit, I want to incorporate GAN breeder into my process. So not necessarily that the output art would be GAN bred images, but more that more the idea that sorry, my brain is stopping on me. So not video games so much, but more like I'm thinking sort of like an art installation, like a VR art installation, perhaps. Or maybe scenes that you can travel through. Or maybe there's like a visual effect that happens in a hyper-realistic scene. So you have a scene that looks realistic, but then maybe you have some kind of like spirit-looking particle effect floating through it. Maybe you control the particle effect. Kind of like Flower, I guess, is the idea I'm sort of thinking in there, but but not a game. Is Flower the name of that game? I can't remember. There's a game where you have a lot of these petals that are being blown on the wind, and you essentially are the wind in that game. But that really is more of a game, and it's more serious than what I'm thinking of. I want to do something that's more one-off. Something I could sort of create a scene, and it's done whenever the kind of thing that there isn't going to be like any debugging to. It's just going to be seeing what kind of effects I can get and doing what I can with it. Maybe it might be a scene that would have my giraffe in it, or maybe like the giraffe I'm working on right now, maybe I create a scene that the giraffe is in, or I don't know, try different things. I have a lot to learn with Unity, if that's what I'm going to do, which is actually one of the things is I want to learn Unity ultimately for my job. So that's one of the things, a goal I've had for a while. I haven't been able to dedicate time to. So if I'm going to do art, like in my evenings with my spare time, I think it'd be probably wiser, rather than just do art, do art in Unity and learn how to use that, get more familiar with that, because I believe in the future, I don't know when, but I think at some point Apple will come out with its version of an AR device like Microsoft's HoloLens. I think at some point Apple's going to come out with one, and when they do, that will be the point when I think everyone's going to start. That they'll finally make something that you could imagine like wearing around, and I think that'll be like the next major revolution in technology, like the iPhone and iPad were over the previous round with the computers, with desktops. I think in the same respect, the boy, this texture is kind of gonna be tricky. But yeah, I think the next big thing is going to be once you can wear glasses that look, reasonably like sunglasses and not like a enormous visor, not like an enormous, like the Oculus, but the HoloLens looks a little embarrassing, a little too bulky. I think the secret would be to have it run, off of another device, not to see what HoloLens did is they put the whole computer in the headset, which means that all that weight is on your head. And I just don't see any reason for that. Like, why should the whole computer be right there? It means that's generating heat that has to be dissipated. I think that was a really bad industrial design choice to try and make it an all-in-one unit. In fact, I think the same thing about the new Oculus Rift. They have a new one, not the Rift S, but the Oculus. No, it's not Rift. The new one's the Oculus Quest. I think the Oculus Quest is a big misfire. From what I could tell, because they did the same thing. They put the whole device right there in the headset. And I just don't see why. I understand the idea of like people not wanting to buy a computer separately to go with it. So I could understand if they wanted to ship two devices, like give you the headset you wear on your head and have it connect to a separate device. And I don't care if it has a cable. I'd just as soon have it run from a cable to the device. I don't think it makes that big of a difference to have a cable, but if you really want it to be wireless, then fine, make it be wireless and have it connect to another device, but it should be a separate device, because the amount of power that you need to run a headset is ridiculous. It's just crazy amounts of processing power that are needed for that. In fact, I feel like I had the best possible tower I could get at the time. The 1080, I think it's the 1080 something, T1i maybe, and it's not up to the task for everything I want to do. There are times when I need more power than that, and I have to drink ginger when I'm working to try to keep from getting sick. I do it now to the point where I don't even. It's like, oh, I'm feeling sick, I should have some ginger to help that. I just try to always drink a little bit of ginger all the time if I'm going to be doing it, because I know there's going to be some lag and it's going to cause me some sickness. That's fine. I'm okay paying that price, but I would not be okay to have a device that has a lower capability just to have it fit inside the headset. That was total miscall by Oculus there, Facebook, which is, as I understand, is part of the reason the original executives and stuff that worked there all left, and now they're having their baby get ruined by the people at Facebook that took it over, which is too bad, because they have some great apps there. I think they have the best software, but I think they're making some bad decisions on the hardware side now. Well, by best software I mean the The future of processing power is bound to be a wild place. Yeah. Yeah, so I think the next big thing is going to be Apple they'll wait and they'll only do it when it's the right time. Some people have been predicting they'll do it in 2020. I think that's too soon. I think maybe 22 at the earliest. And I won't start to worry until like 24, 26 maybe about whether or not they're doing it. Maybe 28 even. I mean, it's just a really big challenge, and I don't think they should rush themselves. I think they should do it right and make a device that everyone would be happy wearing. Hopefully not something with a camera built into it like Google Glass. Well, I guess there is kind of fundamentally a camera built into it in terms of how it senses the world, but as long as it doesn't have like the sense that it's recording everyone around you, because that would inhibit people wearing it casually. It's another reason why I think Apple's the one who's going to do it and would do it successfully, is because, well, one, they're the only ones I think who've really have the what do you call it, this is going to be really bright right here. They're the only ones I think that have a wearable that is really, a real technology wearable that is done really well. I really love the Apple Watch, and I owned an Android, and I've seen the what do you call it, Fitbit, and I don't think any of those are reasonable contenders. Let's see, there's like a little bit of a... So I think that's one reason why I think it's Apple, is I think only Apple can do fashion and technology that well at the level that it would have to be to create such a personal device. And also I think I did have my hopes on, I was eagerly awaiting the Magic Leap. I don't think anything will come of Magic Leap. In fact, if anything, my expectation is that eventually they'll collapse in a spectacular way, and it'll damage the space. But I don't know. Microsoft is doing all right, but I mean, they're doing some things with it, but I don't know. I think they made a terrible decision to release it with such a small viewable area. I think the only way that mixed reality works is if it fills all of your area of sight. And the idea that you'd have something 3D floating out in space and having it get cropped into a box is just, I just can't understand like the level of like how they thought that would work for a consumer audience. And I think they probably figured that out though, because now they're working on more like government contracts and like non-consumer space type things. But I tried the HoloLens a couple times, and I think it's just a horrible abortion of a device. And anyway, the point I was saying is Magic Leap, I haven't tried it, but I hear that people who have tried it say it's no different than HoloLens. So and I saw the specs on it. Their field of view wasn't any better, so they don't get it either. But Apple, I know, gets it. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that Apple would release a mixed reality device that doesn't have the pixels of the vision, the pixels of the image being overlaid to your vision, filling all the area that you can see. Like I would say, if they can't get the area bigger, they should make the viewable area smaller by giving you more of like a goggle-like viewing area. Which, if you looked at the Magic Leap, it looks like it would. It looks a bit like goggles, but I heard it doesn't. It still has that gap between what you see and where the imagery stops. Anyway, so all that long stories to say in terms of where I'm planning to go with my art and what I want to prepare for, the future I'm trying to prepare for, is I believe at some point things are going to reach a place where to do UX design, you're going to have to, which is what I do software like product design. To do sort of like today, the thing is everybody's, you have to design for mobile. There are some designers who still are doing web and desktop, but for the most part, to be a UX designer, you have to think mobile first. And I think there will come a point where people will be the mantra will become think mixed reality, or whatever the term is. We say mixed reality now. By then, they'll probably have some other term. Like before mobile, before what we call mobile now, there was like a period of time where people in the industry had coined the term NUI, natural user interface, because we were trying to define new ways of describing what would ultimately just become Apple branded it Touch. They just called it Touch instead of NUI. And the thing that really caught on, it became so prevalent that you didn't even need a term for it anymore. It was just like, duh, this is technology. It's how it should work. And that's how I think it'll be in the future. We might call it mixed reality now, but they won't call it mixed reality. They'll probably there'll be some maybe competing brands for the space, but but I think essentially there'll probably be, Apple will essentially invent what will really become like the standard. Because it was the same way before with Microsoft was way ahead in the mobile space for decades. They were pioneering the space for sure, and they didn't have any idea how to do it. They created some of the worst device experiences you'd ever see. All these like mangled keyboards and stuff, and so yeah, I think eventually when Apple comes around to show them how the space really ought to be done, it'll really transform technology. Everyone will suddenly know, oh, this is actually how you do mixed reality. And then you'll probably have, the Google knockoff, like Android and whatever. Everybody, they'll be the different. Once Apple finally shows them where the standard is, which I'm convinced will be, the standard will be having reality over actually fill your viewable area, so you don't have to pretend that things aren't being cropped or something, but you actually see it and perceive it. You'll feel it like it's a physical object that's there in front of you. Anyway, all that is to say that is the future, that if I want to still be employed in So let's see, if I'm estimating that it happens by like 26, suppose it happens by 26, then let's see, this needs to be a lot brighter. So if it happens by 26, then I'll need to it's like that, that'd be equivalent of when the iPhone came out in 2008, right? So if the iPhone came out in 2008, then like at what point was it that everyone in the design industry was saying everything needs to be built mobile first? I'd say like when I was at Amazon in the Kindle group, they had all these properties that had been designed initially for desktop and for web, and they were looking at stats that showed them that all of their sites, the majority of their users were on mobile. So they had sites that were really initially intended for desktop, but then users were using them primarily on mobile, and they were trying to scramble and get everything to what they called mobile first, which is just to say that people that the designer, the design is prioritized to work best on mobile, and not that mobile is like an afterthought. And now the situation is like the way things are at my current job. Anytime we design anything, we always design it for mobile. It's the desktop that we will do that. So I always actually try to do them at the same time. If I'm designing something that I know is going to be built on desktop and mobile, but sometimes there are experiences where we just design them only on mobile, because we want to prove that the concept works first before we bother doing before you bother with the let's see, is that, yeah, that's looking a little better. So yeah, in 2008 was the year the iPhone hit, and then the year when I'd say it was really the most prevalent, that everyone, where it would have been really difficult to do my job without really understanding and being able to build, design and build for it, would have been, I'd say, by, let's see, I mean, there was kind of a gap. That was already happening when I was at Microsoft, but I happened to be in a group that was trying to build everything for Microsoft Windows Phone. So they were that was before I was kind of working with different standards. But I'd say, yeah, that was then. So I'd say 2012. It was just like 5 or 6 years at most until you could have not. So I'd say, yeah, probably by 2030. It's going to be having the ability to work in 3D and in Unity is going to be an absolute requirement of the job, which is very different from the way I work today. We do everything pretty much flat. And I'm sure there'll be, of course, a lot of things that are similar. It's like we'll relearn everything. The creative processes we follow, the stuff I talk about on here, sometimes that stuff will all stay the same. So it's like I'm saying I have to relearn everything. But there are things that'll be unique about it that I want to master ahead of time. And I'd say just some of the technical stuff, like being able to prototype in the environment, being able to think in terms of objects, That's a pretty big paradigm change from working with flat menus and everything. There probably will still be, like if you look at, it's one reason why I use Medium so much, is because Medium is an active 3-dimensional tool. Of course, you're creating in 3D, but then you have panels that are 2D, and that might be how things work. And I don't know. I don't think we'll totally know what it'll be like until Apple does it. But I could try to invent it, and then and it'll turn out different just because somebody else is making it, right? So there's no point in trying to imagine and define it now, because that's like something a whole team of people will figure out. Like I was actually working on an alternative concept of NUI during the time that in 2005, about 3 years before the iPhone came out. I worked on a team that ultimately ended up making it was the work that we did, the patents that we got and stuff ultimately went into Surface. And we were working primarily with styluses. That was one thing I got wrong about that whole thing. I thought that styluses, because as an artist I work with a pencil, and I think of that as being a natural way to interact. I was picturing sort of like computing experiences like the Surface is today, where you sit at a computer and you work on it, which I actually did figure out as I was using the sort of prototype that we had, but that was a little too labor intensive. It'd be, it's like easier to sit at a computer and just sort of move on trackpad a little bit, but to actually like work on, like I use a Wacom Cintiq for years, and like the amount of like moving your arm, like there are times when I would go to open something in menu and I'd actually think, do I really want to go all the way over there? Like moving my arm, taking my hand, moving all the way over here to push the start button was, there were times when I thought, maybe I'll open that app later. And that's, in a digital situation, you don't want to be like making decisions based on like arm fatigue like that. But and so it might be similar. Maybe we won't really want to interact with a lot of physical objects. If it means moving our arms around a lot, it's maybe more likely that we'll have, I don't know. I did come up with an interaction model to solve that, though, where basically you'd have like the ability to sort of create a area on the screen, and you could sort of use that to map to the whole screen. Or I thought maybe like an interaction where you could like push into the screen, and it would like, rather than having like, you could have direct touch anywhere, but then press and hold, and you would like push a pointer into the screen, and then that you could move that pointer around from a small area, and that pointer could reach anywhere on the screen. That was one of the interactions I came up with for that. That doesn't matter now, of course, because Surface could do something like that, but that kind of computing experience is probably not gonna happen or matter. But the model I came up with that was a little bit different from how touch, it's quite a bit different from the touch concept, was one where you used the stylus, and when you wanted like, basically it was all like a whiteboard, and you would draw everything. And if you wanted, like to send somebody a letter, you'd like, basically draw a box with a little bit of a gesture on the corner, and it would turn into a note. And then you would write on the note, and then when you wanted to send it to somebody, you'd do like a little origami gesture, like there'd be like a little gesture you could do on it, and it would transform like into a little like swan or something, and go be delivered to somebody. You could drag it onto them, and they would receive it as a swan. it was sort of based on like the Herald and the Purple Crayon concept type of world where you would write, and if it recognized what you were writing, it would transform that into a physical object. And if it didn't recognize it, then that would just be a drawing or writing. Oh, it's getting late. I started a little late, but this is pretty good progress. I feel like this is not quite down here. So there's some more work to do up there. There's still some more work to do about bringing out these highlights in there and stuff. But that's still pretty good progress. If I wanted to call it done, somebody probably wouldn't know the difference, but I think I'm going to keep going on it. Obviously there's more work to do up there. Let's look up there and see how much more there is to do. Oh yeah, there's plenty of work to do up there. That should be really bright. There's some hair over there and stuff, so I've got all that to fill in. And then after that, I'd say I've got to go back and adjust these highlights. This right here needs to be a lot brighter. This kind of needs to blend through there more. And I think this needs to be brought out a little bit still. I think this needs to merge. So anyway, that's that for tonight. I think I'm just going to dive right into the I think we'll dive right into medium. Oh, we have lost medium. Oh, right, I forgot. All right, so hang on a minute. I forgot that I had to restart. I had everything all loaded up, and I had everything loaded up at one point, and then I had to restart everything because one of my camera drivers wasn't working. I'll go ahead and do the Rubik's Cube solve. Now I have the project to I already have the project selected, so I don't know that there'll be oh, there's the Oculus thing. So we're going to do the stopwatch here. So there's the time from last time. Yeah, just gonna cube for the heck of it. You guys can guess, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do the custom project. Just 11 seconds. Awesome. All right. Let me see if it's brought up. Yeah. Still can't see it, but I'll. It doesn't seem to want to open it. Maybe that's going to take a while. I'll give that some more time, and we'll go ahead and okay. So reset that. Alright, so I'm just gonna find where these are, and yeah. Alright. Oops. Oops, yeah. Alright, I think we are set there. Right, that's okay. Okay, pretty close. And there we are. Minute 42. Not too bad. Well, you're not far off. 11 seconds. Let's try and finish quickly here. Okay, I see you're taking your sweet time. Yeah. It's oh, there we go. Looks like that is coming up. So we are going to load this guy. There he is. And he just needs a little more work on the neck, I think. See, is his neck looking too lumpy? I don't know, their necks are kind of like that. I think I'm alright with the shape of the neck. I think I'm just gonna paint tonight. Oh, I'm forgetting. I can't see your comments, so oops, that is not the right window. I know you guys can't see what I'm seeing, but just give me a second and we will. There we are. Okay, so I need to just pin that, and I need to get this stuff all out of the way, and pin that. There we go. Now I am set. Okay. I just need to. Actually, I'm going to move that a little bit more. Take that and put it over here where it's right behind where I can see it. Should be kind of nice if it actually lined up with where it is in my actual space here. That's pretty good. And then this guy right here, I'm gonna just move it. Move it there. Okay. So, yeah, so I just need to start painting. Actually, before I start painting, let's take a short bio break. And I'll be right back. So just give me one moment. Right, I am back, and we are going to do a little bit of giraffe painting in VR now. Just gotta switch over so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Right, that's pretty good. Oh, my scene got a little messed up. I just need that to be over there. Oops, now it's messed up in a different way. Every time I sort of get repositioned, it repositions. Every time well, there we go. Now I'm good. All right. So let's see now. Strange. Something is. Oh, okay, I was not on a layer I can paint on. That's what it was trying to tell me. Okay, so now I am on a paintable layer. And I'm going to should probably soften things a little bit. So I'm going to sort of draw in. You know, I actually need better. Maybe that thing's neck would work, but I feel like I need better reference for this. I can't quite tell how to reconcile what I'm seeing on the front of this one's neck. You can see what's on the side of that one's neck, but I'd rather just have an actual. I'd rather have a good picture of that to work from. So let's pull over here and let's just do a search for giraffe. There we go. I mean, this thing has a pretty good neck. I obviously realize I'm missing the. I immediately realize that I'm missing the. Is that one better? Is this one better? I'll just go with this one, I think. I don't know, it looks a little different though. I'd kind of rather it looked a little closer to the one I have right now. That's funny. I wonder if that is actually happening there. Somebody must have staged that. This is pretty close to my scene. I'm gonna what I'm seeing. Let's save image as. Put that in the desktop and we'll call this. I can't remember what number I'm at for my giraffe reference. I'll just put it as 5. I think I wasn't that high. And I just need one more good, long, straight on look at the neck. See, this is kind of what I was wondering about. Like, it seems like it's a little, pattern's a little closer together on this side. And there's a little more space on that side. Like this one is interesting. It's mostly white and it has smaller pieces on it. So that is good to know that happens. This one seems to be, let's see. Maybe I should go back to the first one. That one maybe. No, I'm gonna stick with the new reference that I just found. That'll be fine. Okay. So back to medium. Take you off. All right. Oh, good. I lucked out. My desktop windows got placed properly, so I can see them, and everything is pretty good. Okay. So now I just need to. Oh, I need to place my new add image. I go into desktop. And I don't see it. This always happens. I add an image and it doesn't appear. Okay. I wonder if it'll happen if I just keep opening the panel. Maybe it's slow to review the. Nope. Nope. Okay. Let's try saving that again, see what that does. The technical problems tonight, just there's no end of them. Actually, this one's pretty good. I'm gonna save this one too. Save image as giraffe. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. A sec. 6. Okay, so back here in Pinterest, I found this guy. I kind of like that because I can see the back of it. I need to put in that neck mohawk that they got. They have, but I'm going to try saving that other image again and see if it finds it this time. This is the other one I like. So I'm just going to maybe open image in a new tab. Maybe there was something wrong with the, no, that's it. That's what I want. So save image as, call this one giraffe 7. All right, now we will head back into VR and hope for the best. Well, my Windows got messed up on me again. I'm gonna try put my headset on again and see if I get better placement. There we go. It worked that time. Well, the first thing I need to do is put this desk down so it's not in the way so much. And I'm going to try putting the headset on one more time and see if it places my windows a little bit better. That'll have to do. Okay, so we are going to choose add image. There we go. Now they're showing up. It's like there's just a delay in placing it. Let's see. I see, I'm going to go ahead and move that one further over because it's not as handy. Move this one over here to make room for this guy right there. There, right there. And then I just want to add one more, and it's this one in the back of the neck. I think I just seems to put it in a strange. Oh, there we go. Yeah, scale that guy up. And put it right about here. Okay. I can actually move that one back because I don't need it to be so close anymore. Alright. So the first thing I need to do is draw in the back mohawk. Or not draw it in, but add it in clay. So I thought I was done sculpting, but I actually need to. Oh, I've got this a little bit. This right here. Let's move that around a little bit. Let's see it right there. All right. Sorry for the accidental ASMR if that was touching the mic. Okay, so what I need to do is pull up this and let's see. Thinking it'd be pretty square. I'm looking at primitives. I don't know. Maybe I need to construct it. I might need to construct it. Oh, that seems like that could actually work pretty well. Let's make sure that we have the full color. Save that right there. Seems like it should be about matching color. Quite want it to be. Well, it's a little too square, but you know, I may be able to do that with maybe. So close, and it just wigged out on me there for a second. You know, it's not terrible, but I feel like it really belongs on its own sculpting layer, so I can make adjustments. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make it really big, and then I'll go back and shave it back. Oh, hideous. Increase resolution, increase resolution, increase resolution. Now what happens? That's better. So, what did you have to eat today? Well, since we're having a big thing at work, they had breakfast for us, which was like blueberry smoothies and avocado toast. It's kind of the big vogue thing right now. It's pretty good. Oops. And then for lunch they had kind of like these tortilla things, like it was some kind of Mexican thing. So I had veggie. Oh, that is. Why is it so bright? Am I on the wrong layer? No. How about yourself, Tiki? What did you have today? And then for dinner I had, what kind of fancy stuff is this? It's pretty crazy, although, oh, you made stew. Nice. What did I have for dinner, though? I'm trying to remember now. Oh, we had, just hot dogs wrapped in croissants. Sort of like, I think they're actually called pigs in blankets, but we call them cows in blankets because they're not actually pigs. Okay, let's see. Settings, that's what I want. I want to bring the roughness is up, specular is down. So why was it looking so shiny then? Huh. It isn't looking shiny now. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Just try this again. That's also fancy. That's funny. Okay. I think that's way too thick. So I'm just gonna, you know what? I don't really, well, maybe I do. I think I need to. I don't know about this. If it's working or not. It looks a little. To me, it looks a little. See, squirting some chocolate onto the back of the man's neck is what it looks like. Maybe making it a little smaller would help. I don't know. I don't really like representing hairs as it might help to make it rougher. I don't know. It really does look too much like chocolate. I mean, I guess the question is what size is it going to be viewed at. So if this is the size, it's okay. Ish. This needs to be kind of trimmed down. Give them a little. Alright, well, I don't know if it's quite right, but I think it's all I've got time for tonight. I'm over on time a bit, and we'll have to finish this up next time. So I'll save that progress right here. Kind of along the lines of what I was talking about previously, is that it's like creating art sometimes is, if it's a big project, it's a bit like eating an elephant. You gotta do it one bite at a time. And tonight we only had about a half hour for it, and that was the amount of time that it took to find this reference and that reference, which I needed for the neck, and then to sculpt the mane, the chocolatey mane, milky chocolatey mane, and then that's that's as far as we got, unfortunately. Part of it is because of the technical difficulties of trying to get the images to load in medium. It's always a little bit of a hassle, but that's it. So I'm going to switch back here, and we can find somebody to raid now. Let's see, who should we raid? I see Critter Art. I think it's been longer since I raided Critter Art, and that sounds like a plan. So let's go into the dashboard, and let's bring up the call sign so everyone is ready. If you could, when we raid, this doesn't use any custom emotes. You can just use, it just uses the existing ones. A little bit of so there we go. Oh, and we are, boy, my hair gets kind of messed up in the thing. We are skipping the, awesome, thanks Tikiwa, we're ready to go. I'm skipping the, normally we were supposed to do the GAN journal, but again, I have been pretty behind on things. I didn't get that posted. So maybe Sunday. I'm going to try to fix it to one night a week and be consistent about it, but it's taken me a little work to get there. So there, I've selected Critter Art, and we will start the raid. I'm gonna pause the music and bid you a proper goodbye. I should have credits running, but I'm sorry I don't. It was nice. We got a new follower and got a chance to hang out. It was a pretty low-key, chill stream. So I really appreciate you hanging out with me and being along for the raid as well. And I will see you guys on Sunday night. So thanks. Good night.